What's going on, everyone? Rabid in the house, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to solo mine Nexa. Now, we're not going to be solo mining to a pool. We're going to do this in a more decentralized manner, and that is set up our own node and point our rigs towards that. So let's show you how to do this. First, you might be asking yourself, why the heck would I want to mine Nexa? Now, it looks like on NVIDIA GPUs, for most of them, it is the current most profitable coin to mine. Look at a 4090, 11 cents per kilowatt hour is currently profitable after power of $3.22. And if you had free power, that's $4.37. That's pretty crazy right now. We got 4070s. You can see the numbers. We got a couple GPUs here with Dynex again, and then that. But like, you can see Nexa is pretty profitable on a lot of GPUs, and it's been seeing some nice price gains lately. All right, so the first thing you are going to need to do is head on over to nexa.org and simply click on the node button. Here you'll have the software for various operating systems. I'm going to be going through the Windows tutorial in this video. Looks like you can also get it on Mac OS as well as Linux. Okay, so once you do download that and extract it to wherever you want, then you're going to run into wherever you extract it. Now here I currently have my node running. You can see the dashboard here. It's not doing anything fancy like some of the other nodes, but that's just the way this node works. So navigate to wherever you did extract that. Myself, I got everything in documents and nodes here. I'm going to go down into Nexa. And now you're going to want to open your Nexa Qt wallet. Whether you have an address or not, I recommend to do this because I don't know for sure if when you find a block, if it goes to your worker's address that you're using, or if it goes to this right here as part of the node. So I don't know yet because I still have to find a block and then confirm all that. So I don't know for sure. So first thing I want you guys to do is go to your Nexa Qt wallet, open this thing up and let it finish loading. Once you do get your Qt wallet open, run up into the settings tab and hit that encrypt wallet. This will put on a passphrase so that your wallet is encrypted and then it's kind of saved as password protected at that point. You're going to need this. It's just also safe practice. Next, go to your receiving address. If you do not yet have an address, go to your receiving one, simply label it whatever you want, type in test, type in whatever. Here you can see mine is called solo node, and this will be your mining address. Now, if you already have a Nexa wallet, you can kind of skip this part and not have to copy this over. But if you need an address still, copy this address and you can use that to mine too. So we're going to close this out and that's all done. Now your backup folder within this wallet is actually in your data folder right here. And here you can see wallet.dat. This is the file you are going to want to copy and save somewhere on a different computer or USB drive, somewhere else, because this is your backup file if you ever need to reinstall Windows or something like that. So the wallet.dat there is very important. That's like saving your seed phrase. And also don't forget that password because they are binded to each other at this point. Okay, so once you did complete that, we're going to go into the daemon folder right here, and you will only have the Nexa-CLI or the NexAD. These are the only two files you'll have. You won't have these bat files. You're going to have to make them yourself. So in order to do that, you can simply just go right click, new, and then just make a rich text document, or you could just open Notepad regardless. Either way works. And then you're going to have to add this parameters in. So first thing here is you're going to want to put nexad.exe. That's just telling it to run this file right here, the nexad. And then you're going to put a space, and then you're going to need this little dash here, server space dash print to console, because without those, it won't do anything. I'll kind of show you. So if I just double click on this right now, it's just going to pretty much sit at this screen and not do anything, or it might just flash off for you. So I'm just going to close that out. We're going to need that bat file. Now, if you see, if I hit this, it's going to load it up and it's going to print everything on the screen. So this part is now beginning your syncing process. So just let it run, sync the blockchain. It could take a couple hours. It could take a day, depending how fast your internet and everything is. This is actually a pretty fast blockchain to download, so it won't take too much. Now, once that's doing that, you can begin working on your next actual bat file. And that one here is the one that actually has the node commands. I should also point out, when you are saving your bat file, it won't be a bat file if you just go and save it. It'll be actually a text file. So you're going to want to adjust text documents and go to all files. And then at the end of your actual bat file, you're going to want to put a period and then bat. just like that. And then you then save it and it will become an actual application bat file and it won't be a text file. So I want to point that out because it might mess you up. You'll be like, how come I'm double clicking on it and it's just opening as a text file? This is why. You must go to the all files and then put the period.bat right at the end of whatever you want to name it for yourself. All right, so by now you're going to put this bat file together, but you still have to wait for your node to sync, or maybe you already waited for it to sync. It's ready to go, so you want to actually enable mining mode per se. So now we're going to pretty much do the same bat file. Here you can see we got next ad dot or period exe space. Now we got dash server equals 1. And then we got another space here. We got RPC allow IP equals, and this will just allow a connection from any type of IP. That's where you can see I have 4 zeros here, /0. And then we got the print to console command again, but here again equals 1. And now we got RPC user equals X and RPC password equals X. You are going to need these to connect your miners to your node. Without them, you will not be able to connect. I tried, it didn't work. Wasn't working for me. I was like, what's going on here? This is why. So just for video purposes, all I did was use RPC user equals X and RPC password equals X. And you're going to have to actually force these within your mining program. I went with BZMiner when we get to the miner part, but you're going to need these parameters. Once you get that all done, simply close that out, double click on this, make sure you close your node out, and then rerun it with this. If I scroll up, you can see that it is running those commands that we have in that bat file. Now, if I can get this to kind of line up here for me, let's make it a little bit bigger so we can see more things. So scroll up here. There we go. So you can see the parameters right there. Your print console, your RPC allow IP, your RPC passwords, your RPC user, and your server. It's all right there. That's within that bat file. So now we just let this thing run and sync. It is good to connect our miners to at this point. All right, so here we are in HiveOS. I am assuming you already have your Nexa wallet in HiveOS. If you don't, we'll run through that right quick. So click on the wallets tab here. We're going to hit add wallet. We're going to type our coin in the tracker. We do want Nexa, so just type it in. There it is. Nexa's there. Paste your wallet address right here. Name it whatever you want. That way you keep track of multiple wallets or something, and then hit the create button. This wallet is now saved within HiveOS, and you can use it in multiple flight sheets depending what you got to do. So I'm going to click on this. We're going to go to my flight sheet and show you exactly what I got set up. So we're going to select Nexa for our coin. The wallet you pick whatever one you want. Here is my Nexa wallet. Pool, we want to configure this in the miner. If it's not there for you, scroll all the way down and you will find configure in miner, and then select BZMiner from the drop down. Now we're going to have to click on setup miner config. Now here, hash algorithm should already have all this for you, but if it doesn't, you're going to need Nexa in the hash algorithm here. So simply click the arrow here and pick the right one. Wallet template, you can simply use your normal wallet that's already here. If it's not, you can just hit this I like I just showed you and paste it in there. Now worker name, remember we put in that RPC name. We're going to go with X here. Same thing for password. Now it also seems like these two parameters don't really work. So we're going to have to add them down below in the extra config arguments. But let's not jump over our pool URL. Here we are going to need solo plus TCP semicolon // and this is the IP4 address of whatever node PC you are running or whatever PC has your node on it. To find that address, simply type ipconfig within your console command and then look for the IP4 address. And here for mine, this is what it is. And then we're going to be using port 7227 in order to mine to. Now, if you do not add at least this pool password and this HTTP address in here, you might not get authentication onto your node. So this part is crucial down in the extra config arguments. Here you can see we have the quotations, HTTP_address, quotation, semicolon, space, quotation again, and then 0.0.0.0. That just means it's allowing the connection from anywhere. Same thing what we did with our bat file there. And then the same thing here, you can see the command quotation pool _password quotation semicolon space and then quotation X quotation, because we did set that password as X. And again, if you do not put this in here, you will not connect to your node. It says failed to authenticate. So you do need these parameters to connect to your node. And then you can set your overclock settings and stuff within the miner itself. Once done, simply hit the apply changes. And I don't want to update anything. You hit the rocket ship and you move on to the moon. Now, a couple things you got to keep in mind here is you're not going to see any shares or anything within the miner. I'm going to simply SSH into this rig just to show you. So I'm going to log in here, go into my miner. And this is what you're seeing. You're seeing the dashboard. You're not seeing any shares or anything happening. You can also look at the BZMiner GUI, which is simply going to the IP of the rig you are on and then putting in 4014 as the port in your browser window. And that'll bring you to the BZMiner dashboard here. And all we're looking for is a share. If you find a share on any GPU, that means you found a block. So one share is one block because it's not sending shares. It's not done like a stratum pool or anything. You're strictly mining to your node. So a share means you found a block. You found a maximum difficulty share, which is that block reward. So if you find a share, you hit the block. Until then, it's going to remain blank. Okay, so in Windows, download the latest BZMiner. I'm on version 14.1.1 in Windows. Scroll down, find your Nexa bat file, simply edit that. And this is how you set up this for Windows. Now, what I did here is I just copied this like so. I went copy, I moved up, put a couple spaces in here, and then I just pasted it in and named it to whatever I wanted. So I'm just going to get rid of this because I already have it set up. I just want to show you what I did. You don't have to copy me or anything, but that's what I did. And then I named it mine to my solo node. And you can see there's a bunch of these semicolons in between. So if I was to put a semicolon here, it would no longer use this. So if I went down and I wanted to use this one, it's now going to use this pool set up right here. Whatever you have here by default, it's using this Nexa pool 137. I'm going to put that back in there because I don't want that. I want my node here and I don't want to forget that I did this. But just to let you know, those semicolons are to either lock or unlock specific setups for different pools here. So that's what you got there. So make sure you don't have your double semicolon in front of the one you want to use in your bat file. Simply beside the -W here, you put in your worker address. You can see by default, it is at zeros here. So just swap these zeros around for your actual Nexa address here. /P, this is your pool stratum. So again, we're not using the stratum. We're mining to our own nodes. So we do got to change this to solo plus TCP // and then the IP4 address of the node followed by our port, which is a semicolon 7227. Now, I don't know if we need this NC1 or not here. I just left it in there. But here is also those extra parameters you got to do. So you actually got to use --. Unlike HiveOS, where you saw we had the quotations and everything going on here in Windows, we just need a --, and then your HTTP _ address, and then followed by the zeros again, which means it'll allow access from any IP within your network onto it. And then -R, we do it. This isn't in here by default. By looking at all the other ones, your worker name is not here. So your worker name is actually this -R. Again, we're just going to go with an X because that's what we set in that initial node bat file. And then we got the -- pool _ password. And again, that is X. And you do need to follow those up. Now, if you put those to something else in your bat file for your node, you're going to have to adjust them to equal these in the same miner. So if I had the test video was my pool password and name, I would have to use that in my bat files here. But once that's done, that's it. You simply save your bat file by going to File, Save. Hopefully I didn't change anything and now it's all broken. And then double click on that bat file. It will open it up and here we are in BZ yet again. All right, guys. So whether you are in Windows or HiveOS, you should be mining now to your own node at home. Now, again, I want to keep in mind and stress the fact, if you're not finding shares, that's normal. If you're finding a bunch of shares, you are racking up the block. So that's awesome. But no, you will not have a block until you see a share found. Keep in mind as well, if you reset your rigs or something and you did find a block, that's going to reset back to 0. Now, it's still on the blockchain. You're going to have to wait 5,000 confirmations until that does hit your wallet. And I don't know which wallet it actually goes to through the node. That's why I do like you guys at the beginning to set up that initial wallet within the node there, because if it goes there, it goes there. But I imagine it's probably just going to go to your mining address that you're mining on. That might be the same address for you. I'm using 2 different addresses so I can actually track that when I do find a block, and then I can update this further on later on and let you guys know how that works. Now, another thing, why would you solo mine to your own node and not just use a pool or something? So there's a couple of reasons. One is you no longer have that 1% pool fee. Maybe a pool has more, but it's 0%. You're getting the full block reward if you find that block. Also, you are connected. Your node is directly connected to the blockchain at this point. That helps with decentralization and other things on the network, on top of being a lot less latency than maybe having 60 to 100 milliseconds on a pool. Maybe you hit that solo block, but if you hit it on your node, it'll be that much faster and you have less chance of hitting a stale or rejected block. So, you know, there's pros, there's cons. Obviously, we're solo mining. You might not have your node tweaked. You're not using a fast enough hard drive. It might run into issues, but this is here to set it up. You go, whether you guys want to try it, whether you don't, it's totally up to you. But hopefully this video helped you out. I will see you on the next one. Rabid out.